my God. Did Hector freeze on the intro? Oh my God. All right, Hector, I got you, bro, since you're frozen. What is up, Knights of Degen? Knicks universe, you Degens, wake up and get your coffee. Oh, now you unfreeze? What up, my guy?
I'm good. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for handling that for me. I apologize for freezing up, but
I'm starting to think you weren't even frozen, bro. Were you just trying to test my intro skills?
I think that's what it was, bro. I think that's what it was. It's a test run since December 9th is almost here, and we got Get Yanked that will be starting on NYY News TVs. You got to plug that in real quick. But yeah, it was just a little test run. Now I just wanted to see how you did, and you passed with flying colors, my guy.
Thank you, man. I'll keep practicing. I'll get better at this whole hosting thing.
Of course, and shout out to the guys at Homage, because for some reason, Jiggaman and I, we decided to dress up as twinsies. We had twinsies. I know
you'd even text me to tell me we were matching today, bro. Look at that.
I didn't, but
we're looking mad Nick professional right now.
We looking like a squad.
Homage, shout out. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Supporting us, and it's just dope, man. What's up to everybody in the chat after a horrible weekend? Some would say. Some would say horrible. Some would say other things. I would say neither one of the two. We'll jump into that stuff. What up, DSJ? Eric Wallace in the chat. What's up, my guys?
DSJ, what it do? But I think we need some answers, bro. Like after the last two games, I'm not sure if you saw, we were talking about it a little bit, but the post-game conference, you had Jalen Brunson reading off of a notepad like he got in trouble at school and he had to apologize in front of the entire class. But yeah, Nation,
bro,
we need better.
I thought he was about to end it with "I'm Ron Burgundy." Like, you know what I mean? Like, who put the question mark on the teleprompter? Like, that's what it felt like, man.
DSJ said it best in the chat. We deserve better as Knicks fans, and he is absolutely right. We deserve better, and we need some answers, bro, because the rotations, the coaching, Jalen Brunson could only do as much. Shout out to RJ Barrett, because he did have a very productive game after struggling, in the past field, it feels like, for the past 50 games. But what's up?
But before I get my takes on it real quick, as y'all notice, Phil's not here right now. He might hop in.
Yes.
It's his son's birthday. It's my little nephew Miles' birthday. Happy birthday, Miles. They're about to do the Disney thing today.
Happy birthday, Miles.
And I know you're watching right now, Phil. Focus on the kids.
Yeah.
Mouse, bro. Just go. It's okay. We promise you. It's not going to change the 2 losses from this weekend, bro. We love you. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Bro, there's so much that I want to touch on today. I know we usually go specific by game, and we can still do stuff like that like we always do. But the biggest thing I want to talk about is, me, I love going into all kinds of Twitter spaces. And I'm not that stays quiet, right? I'm not jumping up to speak. If I get the invite, but someone invites, all right, yeah, I'll hop on. Yeah, I like to listen. I like to be a part of the community, see what's going on. But boy, let me tell you, we got some crazy takes going on. How about this one? And I want your opinion, Hector, and we'll talk to the chat as well. But we don't have any stars on our team.
Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah.
Okay. I want your take on that. Well, we don't have any stars.
We don't have any like superstars as they say or whatever, but we do have a big three that we rely on when it comes to Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett, and Julius Randle. Are they 3 stars? No. Is Jalen Brunson an emerging all-star with the Knicks? He absolutely is, especially with the numbers that he's putting up. But no, I'm on the band with we don't have any stars on this team. And that's what we need. This is a star-driven league.
Okay. All right. Chat, I want your opinions. We don't have any stars on this roster. Do you agree with that comment? Oh my gosh. The man just couldn't help himself. What up?
He really can't. He really
what
can't.
Up?
Father of the years in the building. What is good, Phil?
Chilling. It's my little one's 2nd birthday. So we were having some family time on the rooftop, and then we had some friends over, and then we're getting ready to head out in a little bit. But, they were wrapping up the party. So wifey was like, go fix and solve your addiction of needing to be on the Knicks Morning Brew. So she gave me that grace. And before any of y'all at me All right. This is not, and I repeat, this is not blasphemy. I know how y'all can get on Twitter. This is not a Raptors jersey. All right. This is a T-Rex Toy Story jersey. All right. This is Rex from Toy Story. All right.
You saw because Rex was green. He wasn't red. Rex was green in Toy Story.
Come on. It's a tribute. It's a tribute to the old Raptors jersey. All right. But it's Toy Story.
Oh, so it is a Raptor jersey.
Bruh. No. My son
Happy
right
birthday
now.
to Miles. That's it. We kick Phil off the show.
Miles is wearing a Lakers color Buzz Lightyear jersey, so it's a Toy Story themed birthday, and then we're going to hit up Disney in a little bit. Yeah. So, it's Phil, good to be here though.
Since you're here and you showed up, bro.
Yeah.
This is the topic right now. All right. And we'll pass it to you for your thoughts. The narrative being we don't have any stars on this Knicks roster. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I disagree with that completely. Here's the thing. Like, if you look at stats, you look at effort, you look at grind, anyone who tells me that Jalen Brunson is not a freaking star, to me, doesn't know the game of basketball or has not watched a Knicks game this season. This dude is a star in the making. Like, he will be an all-star. That is for sure. When's the last time you saw a point guard like that lead a team? You haven't. It's been a long, long time. People consider Steph Curry a star. Steph Curry's a small guard, that doesn't play much defense, like he doesn't have to with his team. Jalen Brunson is a small guard who at least attempts defense and will take a charge like no one's business. So I think when it comes to stars, Jalen Brunson is a star. Is he a star on the level of like a Giannis or something like that, or a Steph? No, but you look at Steph in his first few years on a good team, and he wasn't like that caliber of a player. It's when you surrounded him around other players that he could be a genius playmaker, where he could have options of what he can do. Jalen Brunson doesn't have that yet. Like, he doesn't have those pieces, and yet he's still continuing to shine. To be a complete star, I think he's got to be able to close some games out. Like we saw the last two were a little bit hard for him to close out. But once again, I think that comes down to the fact that our team knew that there was no other star-like pieces that could take the final shot except for him, which means that all eyes were on him both times. But I have a problem saying that Jalen Brunson is not a star. I think he is.
See, and I like that take. See, my problem is the narrative to me is ridiculous. Okay. We might have a star. We might have a couple of stars on our team. But with this front office in charge and this coach, we're not going to find out. People sitting here saying Jalen's a star. Yeah, Jalen is a star right now on our team. He's holding it down. But then to hear people give takes that, we couldn't trust Jalen at the end. First of all, did we sign Jalen Brunson to come over here to be the savior of the Knicks? No. We added him to be a piece because we thought other pieces were about to become those stars. RJ, right? And you know what? Real quick on the RJ thing, please stop with the RJ's got to be traded. Please stop with the RJ isn't a good player. The dude is struggling. I'm not making excuses for him, but we're starting to see moments like last night. He's getting a little bit better. He's getting into that rhythm. I'm sorry, guys, but there's no way anybody can sit here and tell me we don't possibly have stars on our team. We're not going to find out, though, if we don't have chemistry, if we don't have time to put the rotations and pieces together. It's freaking frustrating. It's mind-boggling that the Knicks universe can be so opposites and contradicting from each other.
So divisive.
Exactly. So much we can agree on. And then some takes, and I'm just like, hold on a second. Especially if we have no stars, and then Jalen couldn't close it out.
This is the thing.
When you look at one second, Phil, I'll just throw it to you real quick. I just want to bring up, because you brought up RJ Barrett. When you look at the stats, right? You compare RJ Barrett. We're not going to even talk about last night's game because he scored 22 points in last night's game. But through the first 19 games of this season, right? And if you compare that to the first 19 games of last season, RJ Barrett last year, 14.5 points per game, right? This year, 18.4 points per game. Last year, 5.9 rebounds per game. This year, 5.4 rebounds a game. Last year, he had 2.3 assists per game. This year, he's averaging over 3 assists per game, right? His turnovers have gone up. It's 2.3. Last year, it was 1.8. His field goal percentage is sitting at 40%. Last year, it was at 38%. So we saw, obviously, last year, the slow start that he had last year. He was averaging 14 points per game. This year, he's averaging on the cusp of 19 points per game through the first 20 games per season. You know, it's not what we wanted to see, what we were expecting from RJ Barrett. We were expecting him to take that next leap, like you said, Porto. But at the same time, this start that he's having this year, it is better than last year. Could he shoot better? Yes. We all want to see RJ Barrett shoot better, right? But that's one thing about RJ. He is not a shooter, right? He's a slasher. He needs to be around other shooters, and you need to have another shooter next to him on the court. Right, we'll get into trades and everything who we think we should get, but go ahead, Phil. I'll throw it over to you. My apologies, brother.
No apology at all, bro. Like I echo what you guys are saying. Here's my thing: is I give props to Shaun of Knicks Wall.
Yeah, buddy.
And I also give props.
Hold on. Have you guys seen his Twitter feed that he's out like with the pyramids and they all coming up to him taking pictures and like that's that impossible positivity, boy. Everybody's just like, I don't even know who you are. Picture. So shout out to Shaun doing it up in the pyramids, boy.
You know, so hats off to him and hats off to the homie Jay Nicky. Those are two guys that have been riding the like stop the hate towards RJ, like give him, you know, the credit where it's due. Yes, he's struggling. And I think that's the problem with a lot of Knicks fans is that they're either hot or cold. You know, they swing the pendulum from one side to the other. And I'm like, yo, it's not an either or, you know, like look at RJ. Yes, he struggled for like 5 games and it was bad. It was ugly to say the least. He was at like 14%, 12%, like shooting field goal in those 5 games. It was atrocious. Then he had that great game against OKC and everyone's like, yo, is this the RJ that we're going to see? Then he had a subpar last, 2 games ago and everyone's like, oh no, he's a complete bust again. And I'm like, yo, you were just talking about wanting consistency. Like, okay, 1 out of 2 games. Now this game, he comes back again. So out of these last 3 games, he shoots 60-something% 3 games ago. Wasn't so great 2 games ago. This game, he's back at like 54 or something like that %. And I'm just like, yo, the last 2 out of 3, he's played well. Here's the thing about RJ. He is not a 1. He is not a 2. He is a 3. Like, he is the kind of player that's going to cause problems on your team when you think that you got your stars locked down and RJ's able to say, don't get your eyes off of me. However,
but I think that's the problem, bro. That's the problem, right?
We don't have that yet.
Right. And the problem is the narrative that was fed to the Knicks fan base was RJ was the future. RJ, like they try to sell us that RJ is our 1 or 2.
He's the golden child.
Right. And that's the thing. It's easy to say he's the 1 or 2 when we don't have other pieces. But at the same time, we do have pieces. We do have a young core where you, like you said, Phil, he could be that 3 and be that major piece.
But this is the thing. Like with any book, any movie, there's a narrative, but you have to read the actual like sentences around that narrative to get the full story.
He said, I got to read. So,
yeah, that's your problem.
That's hard for me. It's hard for me. I need something with pictures.
You got to read the writing on the wall. Like, yes, we said for a time, okay, RJ could be our guy. Well, that obviously was not the narrative when we start looking for other players, when we start signing a Jalen Brunson. That shows that the narrative is changing, and that doesn't mean that we're giving up on RJ. We gave him the bag to extend him, but that's us having to realize, okay, the narrative was that he was going to be that 1, and Randall was going to be that 1. We realized that that's not the case, but they're still important pieces. So we are going to keep them, and then we are going to build around them. And so that's fine to have a narrative switch its direction. we have to, as fans, allow our perceptions to also switch with the narrative that's being there instead of going, oh, he's supposed to be our guy. Well, he was, but he's not. But he's still doing a good job. Like, he's still going to be a good incremental player for us. You know,
I mean, DSJ said it in the chat. The problem is consistency isn't there. If we get a consistent RJ, then yeah, we've got a solid piece with RJ and Jalen, right? Now we need to plug in those other pieces.
Yeah, it's direction though. It's direction,
right?
Yeah, if I can, you know, and Phil, this is totally not a slat or, you know, anything towards you or whatever, but, you know, we're going to have a new rule on the show, right? We're only allowed to say the word narrative 10 times an episode, right? Because the word narrative, I feel, has been beaten like a dead horse. You know, that word has been overused and abused, and I'm tired of hearing the word narrative because everybody talk narrative. No, let's find a new word to use instead of narrative because there's so many people misuse that word. So, like I said, it's not towards you, Phil, but like I said, let's try to have the rule 10 times an episode to use the word narrative, and I think we've used it 9 different times. So far.
All right, so we'll go with that Kaka storyline. Is that better? We'll go with the Kaka storyline.
It's a lot better. It's a lot better. No, but yeah, I agree with both of you guys. When it comes to the team, it's we're frustrated, right? We're fans, right? But when you look at the roster, this is a mediocre roster, right? Besides RJ, Julius, and Brunson, this is a mediocre roster. Like Evan Fournier is on the bench making almost $20 million a season. Sitting on the bench, not contributing whatsoever. You got rotations that are out of whack. You got Hartenstein out there when Jericho Sims to be out there, right? You got Deuce McBride only coming in for 1 minute during the game. Emmanuel quickly getting injured and not returning. So there's a lot of things that's wrong with this team, and it goes back to what Phil brought up at the beginning. It goes back to coaching, right? Because regardless of who we have on this team, it all falls from Tibbs, and I think Tibbs is not the coach for this team. You know, when the Knicks decided to hire Leon Rose, and Leon Rose said we're going to build through the draft and still be competitive, that was a direction that we should have went with the rebuilding, right? And when you draft RJ Barrett and you decide we're going to go into a real rebuilding phase, it makes no sense to bring in a coach that doesn't play his young players, right? We talked about it on the last show. This is the same coach that had Jimmy Butler riding the bench for 3 seasons before he even gave him a rotation spot, right? So let's be honest, right? And then on top of it, you draft RJ Barrett, but you sign Julius Randle and you sign Morris, whatever the Morris brother we signed, instead of just giving the ball to the young kids and allowing the young kids to play. It just makes no sense.
Look, I already made it clear. And you guys know my stance. I will give Tibbs 0 credit, period. Hearing people be like, oh, well, he's trying new rotations. No, he's not trying new rotations. He's forced to try new guys in there because of injuries, because of this, because of that. Not because Tibbs all of a sudden wants to try new things, all right? I'm sorry. Where you and I disagree, Hector, is the fact that I'm not okay saying that we just are a mid-team. I truly believe we have a squad that can compete. I'm not saying we're going to win it all or anything like that, right? But I do think we have a team that can compete. Look, I mean, we're showing it. Yeah, it's not the greatest performances, but come on, we're 4-point loss to the Grizzlies. We had, 3 or 4 point loss to the Trailblazers, right? And if you look at it, a lot of times we're beating ourselves. No thanks to freaking Tibbs. Tibbs helps make it easy. Randall, don't even get me started. He makes it easy as can be. Because he doesn't give 2 craps. Okay, I mean, who was in the chat? Chris. The near triple-double looks good in the box score, but Randall was a non-factor at the end of the game last night. We can talk about RJ all day, but nothing changes with Randall. 100%. Randall, if we do not get – guys, it's like a freaking broken record. We go nowhere. As long as Tibbs and Randall are here, we go nowhere. We solve no answers. We just get left with more and more questions. Why is Sims not in at the end of the game?
It's not like he's hurt. There was no injury report on Sims. It's not like he's hurt.
No.
Like, why is it that our rotations make no sense? Why is it when we put 5, all of a sudden we get on a run and coach is like, you know what? You put a couple points up. That was a pretty good move. Sit here on the bench. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
We are going nowhere with Tibbs in place, but I cannot get on the same page of saying that our team is mid.
Jonathan, what is good? What is good? What is good?
Jonathan,
the third quarter of doom and the fourth quarter. It's the third quarter of doom, Jonathan. And that fourth quarter sometimes. Go ahead, Phil. Throw it over to you, brother.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take that last opportunity to use the word, and I'm going to say
number 10. Drop it on him.
The problem is that the narrative that the front office gave was completely contradictory to what actually played out. Okay, so we say we're going to go through the draft. We draft a young RJ. Okay, what do we do in that same time? We sign veterans up the freaking wazoo. Same year, we bring in Julius Randle. We can't say that we're recruiting a kid that's going to be the future of our team and then sign Julius Randle to come also be the star of our team, who both of their play styles completely contradict each other. So how are we going to bring them both in the same year and say that they're going to be our future? We also bring in Taj Gibson. Okay, now we're signing veterans like crazy to a team that's apparently going to focus on the young guys. That makes absolutely no sense. Then we bring in a coach who only cares about the old guys for 2 seasons back to back and proves it time and time again that the vets are who he cares about. And so the word did not go with the actual facts of what we were doing. And I want to go kind of against, DSJ's my boy. I love having him in the chat, but he said something about RJ where he was like saying that RJ's one-dimensional or whatever, or that RJ, only has this one thing. No, RJ shows that he can do stuff, but when every single player is kind of conflicting styles, it makes it a weird cluster of a situation. You have Jalen Brunson, who's a penetrator to the basket. You have Julius Randle, who's not a penetrator to the basket, but penetrates all the time to the basket. You have RJ Barrett, who should be more so playmaking and then driving to the basket. You saw what happens yesterday when RJ actually can create plays in these last 2 games, where he's throwing these alley-oops to Sims, where he's finding the slasher to the basket. That's the kind of RJ that could thrive next to Jalen Brunson. But there's no actual direction where Jalen's supposed to go, where RJ's supposed to go, how Randall needs to take a seat, on the bench. Like, there's no direction. So
Randall doesn't need to take a seat on the bench. He doesn't need to take a seat on the bench. He sits the whole time he's out on the court anyways. I mean, he freaking walks, doesn't commit to anything.
You got Kevin Knox in Detroit dropping 20 points in the last 2 or 3 games, dropping 20 points, 17 points, and 19 points out there in Detroit, looking like an actual NBA player. But when he was with us, he was riding the bench, riding the pine. Now, I'm not saying Kevin Knox is the answer, but the numbers don't lie. Give him the opportunity, and look what he's doing over there in Detroit. I know that's a young team, but coming off of the bench, 15, 17, 20 points, we would take that in a heartbeat. The Knicks right now, we are literally 30th. We are the last in the league when it comes to 3-point shot making, 3-point percentage. We are literally last. When you look at the defensive numbers, we are literally 25th of 26 in the league when it comes to team defense, overall defense. This is from a team whose head coach is supposed to be a defensive guru, a defensive coach. Our offense looks amazing. When it comes to our offense, it looks fantastic, scoring over 120 points. But you're not going to win games if you're scoring over 120 points and you're giving up 130 points per game.
But that's the thing, right? Offensively, we hold it down, even with the cluster and lackluster that we've got going on with rotations and everything, that we don't have a true vision of what we are as a team. Defensively is horrible. Guys, I mean, how many times do we have to sit there and watch these second chance from the other team? I mean, who was it in the chat? Someone mentioned it a little while ago. Chris Joseph. What up, Chris? That jaw bucket. RJ went straight up and Mitch blocked him. Randall watched Ja get the board and go up without even a contest. several times, especially that one when you both just visioned it in your head. You know exactly what he's talking about. It looked like the man backboard alley-ooped it to himself and went back up with it.
And Julius Randle just stood there watching.
Our defense is, I can say maybe we're getting a little bit better around the perimeter compared to the earlier games of the season. And I mean, a little bit better, but the defense is just atrocious, man.
There's no, and let's not beat around the bush. When it comes to Julius Randle, there's no effort from Julius Randle from the defensive side of the game. He doesn't engage defensively. How many times did we see it last night? Either on pick and rolls, he doesn't switch, right? He doesn't fall back. He doesn't help his man out. He doesn't help his teammate out by switching and rotating over to other defenders. He doesn't do. How many times was Jared Jackson open from beyond the arc? And granted, he missed those shots, but at the same time, if he would have knocked those down, we wouldn't even be having this conversation about, oh, Brunson missed the last shot, because we would have lost the game even by more points.
Yeah. And the thing is we have good pieces, so even if you look at where Kevin Knox is at right now, you look at Alec Burks' last few games that he's been able to actually play with the Pistons. I don't ever think that it's the pieces that we have that are a problem. It's that with our staff and our coach and our front office, we do not know how to utilize pieces. Like the fact that someone could get traded that's been on our bench for years and then go somewhere else and they're getting 20, 17, like immediately, it just shows that under correct direction and correct coaching, these players can thrive. So I just think about, okay, people are like, all right, we got to trade RJ. I know as soon as we trade RJ to another team, we go, holy crap, look what happened to RJ. Holy crap, and so it's just like at the end of the day, yes, stupid decisions need to be held accountable, but it's not always like our players. It's also how we orchestrate things, and we have no orchestration. The fact that we lost that game in overtime the other day, that was a coaching decision. That was a stupid coaching decision. Sims was playing amazing. Sims should have been in. Sims played amazing in that fourth, and he was making his free throws. He was doing just as good defensively as Mitch was that whole game. What do? We bring Mitch back in, who's afraid to stop people because he's in foul trouble. He gets fouled, bricks his, Shaquille Robinson free throws, and it was just bad when Sims could have gotten fouled and had a way better chance of making those free throws, and we're back in the game all over again. And we didn't even see we didn't even see Sims in this last game, which is mind-blowing. Hartenstein was a dead body. They were destroying him in the paint, rebound-wise, points in the paint-wise. Hartenstein was seriously, he could have seriously had a hot dog and a foam finger in his hand and been just as productive in that game. Well, Sims sat.
I'm glad you brought this up because there's two pieces that we could segue off of just your comment. Hector, before I jump into something else, did you want to say something on that one?
No, I was going to say is Isaiah Hartenstein sucks. That's what I was going to say. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. No limit on that, all right? The other word we can limit. That statement there you can say as many times as you want. No penalty, all right? Well, let's talk about Mitch for a second, Phil, because you brought up Mitch. I'm still a Mitch fan. Do I think he's a little soft at times? Yeah, that's obvious. I do feel, though, if somebody went up to him and said, hey, don't worry about your foul trouble, bro. We've got other pieces like Sims that can come in. We've got other pieces that can help if that comes to fruition. When you're sitting there playing weak like he is and scared to foul and all that, it's horrible. But here's my problem, guys. How can we put a lot on Mitch's plate right now how many times do we have to see Mitch come out and try to protect the perimeter? Yeah. You keep drawing Mitch out there. You're not letting him do what he does, which is just be down there and try to get rebounds. I mean, how many did he end up with last night?
And that right there was pathetic. He only had 7 rebounds last night.
So you're telling me if he wasn't hanging out the perimeter 40% more of the time, he wouldn't have been getting some more rebounds? Come on.
No, we can't give him that excuse though. He just got a $60,000 contract,
million.
$60,000 contract, 7 foot plus,
$6,000 kinds of numbers, buckets, money.
$60 million contract. Like, there is no reason that we should have that low on the defensive rebounding. Like, here's the thing. If he had other things to offer, and we were able to counterbalance and be like, yeah, but homeboy scored 20 points like a DeAndre Ayton kind of player. Or
he did have 16 points last night.
He did, but they also didn't have much big men to stop him in the paint. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah,
right. But that's my point, Phil. If he was able to,
should have had that many rebounds. He should have had that many more rebounds.
No. But the thing with Mitch, why he's not able to get more rebounds, specifically last night, he was running out to the perimeter to cover Julius Randle's man, who was left wide open.
I mean, Phil, we can go back and watch the tape. I look at all those times that he had to go and put his hand out and try to protect the perimeter, and then the shots being taken. No Mitch, not there to get a rebound. Right? I'm not saying he's the coming of the Messiah. Like it's the next Patrick Ewing. Of course not. But I still believe that Mitch could be a big piece for us. And if, again, newsflash, no word going to be used. This is just facts. We go back to our coaching. If you can't coach, and you've got your big man who's supposed to be, you paid him to get rebounds. Mm-hmm. You paid him to be that big body down there. But you're having him not be down there? It goes against the whole point of having him. I can't put that on Mitch, bro. I got to put that on Tibbs.
Yeah, but there's got to be some responsibility.
Of Luke Cornett.
Tibbs have to, and Tibbs has to tell Mitch, you have to stay down low. You can't switch and run to the perimeter. But it's hard to tell somebody who has a defense first mind not to run out and guard the open man because his teammate is not guarding his man. Like, it's little, like Jiggaman said, if you watch the film, we could point out so many times that instead of going over the screen, right, or coming around the screen and running out on the perimeter, Julius Randle just falls back. And it'll be one thing if Julius Randle is blocking shots, but he's not. I think it's Julius Randle, all right, I'm a fall back and he misses it. I'm going to catch the rebound so I could dribble it up the court.
Yeah. But here's the thing that I have to say about, yes, he continued to jump out. That's fine. But there comes a point in time where you have to, as a player, realize, okay, not only am I unsuccessful trying to run out to these guys because I'm not getting out there fast enough anyway because I'm playing the perimeter, then having to run out, but most of their points are coming on secondary buckets time and time again. I need to play my role. Like, there has to come a point where Mitch takes responsibility and says, all right, if Randall's going to screw the pooch, that's fine. We'll lose on his bucket, on his dime. But now it's looking like it's all on my dime because all the points are coming on secondary rebounds and in the paint. And to go with DSJ's comment, saw Zubac's numbers yesterday and immediately wondered why Mitchell Robinson couldn't duplicate the effort. I'm going to answer that because Zubac is not soft in the paint. Zubac will get beat the heck around in order to get to the basket. Mitchell Robinson, offensively, unless it's handed to him where all he has to do is jump up and put it down, or he's catching the rebound, he is soft. You go up against big centers or bigger guys that have big bodies, you do not see him play that way. He does not play aggressively against the Jokic. He does not play he doesn't even play aggressively against guys like Siakam.
But that's what I'm saying, Phil. If you were the coach of the New York Knicks right now and you had Sims and you had Robinson, would you not, as a coach, go up to him and say, yo, stop being so soft in the paint. Don't worry about the fouls. You'll get better. I mean, Chris Joseph, I'll read the second half of his thing. Let Mitch and Sims play and foul out. That's how they'll learn to avoid fouls. So again, I'm looking at the coaching aspect of it. I don't care. I would look him in the face and be like, if I don't see your big, soft self down there at the rim, you're getting out of the game.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the perimeter. Let those other guys be accountable. Like you said, let them be accountable.
On the second chance points, right? I and I'm not throwing all of that on Mitch. That's Isaiah Hartenstein. That was when Isaiah Hartenstein was in the game. When the Knicks, we had a 10-point lead, right, going into the fourth quarter or something like that late in the game. Isaiah Hartenstein was on the court, and that's who gave up that, and that's who gave up the lead with second chance points. That was all Isaiah Hartenstein. That wasn't Mitchell Robinson. That was Isaiah Hartenstein. That's who that was.
So tell me this. Jigga's talking about let them learn, like Chris Joseph was saying, we're fouling out. Since season 1, that has been Mitchell Robinson's big thing, is that he has fouled out time and time again. He does not learn. That's the biggest problem, is that every single season, that's been his big thing, is we get into the fourth quarter, they score at will against Mitchell Robinson because he's in with 5 fouls.
But that's where we agree, Phil. I'm not arguing that at all. I agree.
But Mitch has gotten a lot better, though, since his first season. The first season, he fouled out he set a Knicks record, franchise record. He fouled out over 20-something times, 20 different games.
But that's my point, right? Out. Is that now you can sit there and say, hey, we've got another kid we could put in that can hold it down.
Yeah, and he's not playing Jericho Simmons. But when it comes to Mitchell Robinson, right, especially these past couple of games, he's just getting back from sitting for how many games? For like 10 games, 8 games. So his stamina is not there. His stamina is not. And look, last year, right, when he came back when he came back after being injured the year before, he decided to bulk up instead of working on his stamina. And what happened at the beginning of last year? He was always tired. They always had to take him out of the game. And as the season went on, his stamina got better. That extra weight, he lost some of that extra weight. His stamina got better. And this year, at the beginning of the season, he was a lot better until he got injured and, had to miss 8 to 10 games. And now he came back and he has to work himself back into shape. One thing I could say, one thing that to me was a bright spot was Cam Reddish coming back off of his injury. First came back off of his groin injury, and he looked solid. Cam Reddish, and I said it in our group chat last night, Cam Reddish deserves and he has earned that starting rotation spot.
Go ahead, Phil. I'll let you go first.
Yeah, here's the thing is, man, yesterday was a hard game. Like watching and kind of having to choose between what they're making us choose in the starting lineup between Reddish and Grimes. Like that's a hard one. Because that first half, Ja Morant was pretty shut down. And a lot of that had to do with Grimes, and which is hard because Grimes is doing a great job facilitating the slasher and moving off the ball, but he has not been good offensively, just as creating his own shots. Cam, on the other hand, has been good on both ends. I don't think he played Ja Morant as good as Grimes did, but he created points for us that were so needed in that second half. The way that he was able to pivot and jump step and move his body to get away from the defenders that were there was so impressive. I honestly yes, I think that he has earned the starting spot, but I also think that if we're going to be as good defensively as we are offensively, we need somebody like Grimes, which is hard because it's okay, how do you pick and choose? Is Grimes is up on his defense good enough to trump other players' offense? And that's the hard thing for me. I think Cam Reddish was spectacular in the fourth. I think he was needed, especially after coming off an injury. I think he deserves, more minutes. But in the case of if it meant starting or closing with Cam Reddish, I am happier that they chose Cam Reddish as the closer because he was a lot more clutch. As if they would have given him the starting spot and then let Grimes close it out, I think we would have suffered a little more offensively. So I thought even though he didn't start, I think it was very, very wise that he got the close.
Yeah, so let's switch gears now because it's 11:40. Let's switch some gears because the loss was horrible, right? Who is the savior what is the front office to do? Are we still on the board or on the on the side of trading for SGA, right? Or are we or do you guys on the side of let's see how this season plays out, hold on to some draft picks, and let's see what we fall when it comes to the draft?
I'll go first on this one, Phil.
Yeah.
So his first, I'm gonna answer your question with a question, and then I'm gonna get my take. If you're for you, Hector, who's your answer?
I can't hear you. Hold on.
All right, you're gone. All right. If we go and get another player, a star, like they say, right? Whoever it is, do you really think it changes anything of what we've got going on right now? Phil?
I do. I think it releases some of the pressure on Jalen Brunson. I think it opens up the chance for RJ to be that third guy that I was talking about. And I feel like it gets us a future. I'll share my thoughts on like who or what, but I want to hear yours first. But I do think that getting a star could help release that pressure from Jalen being the one and only and allow RJ to be the third that we need him to be.
I disagree. And the only reason I disagree is I don't care, because no matter who we bring in here, it doesn't change the coaching and front office that we have. We're okay, great. Woohoo, we got SGA. How's he being used? What's the rotation that's going with him? And let's say it happens and somehow Randall is still on this team. You think Tibbs is going to pull away from still caring about his number one? To me, we can go and get the best star. Yes, it will be great for us as fans. It'd be great for the team and maybe for the future. Maybe it'll help us grab other people to come here. But the system itself does not change. So to me, you're bringing somebody in that gets us excited to waste another season of somebody that can be great.
Yeah.
I'll say it again and again. Here, Twitter Spaces, anywhere. I'll even tell my kids, hey kids, fire Tibbs. If we don't do it, it's not going to change. I will step back. Go ahead, Mr. Porter. Get in. What's up in the chat? How you doing?
Got my guy G Money in the chat. Listen. You guys haven't met G Money yet, right? I would love one of these days that G Money comes on a panel with us. But G Money, that young man is a walking NBA basketball encyclopedia.
Yo,
that
hold
kid
on.
is super knowledgeable.
From Ron's thing the other day, right?
Yeah, he was on. He was on. He was on with Ron.
G Money, holla at us, bro. Let's get that knowledge.
Shout out my guy G Money. Shout out to Gideon in the chat. Go ahead, Portito.
Yeah. So here's the thing: is there's a lot of talks. We were in some groups last night after the game, and a lot of people were talking about, the possibility of certain players, such as, Zach LaVine. As much as I've liked Zach LaVine's career, I don't think he's a fit. I don't think that he is the guy that we need at all. So I'm gonna say no on the Zach LaVine thing, even though I like Zach LaVine. As much as I love Shea, he's one of my favorite players to watch, and I think he's going to be a star for years and years to come. I think that is going to no longer be, in my opinion, OKC's thought of trading him. If they trade him, it's going to be for a lot. They are going to bank rob an organization after the season that he's had, especially now that they're like, wait a minute, he is really young still, and he can fit into our young core, and we still have all these picks available. We could still continue building with him for years to come. I don't see him getting moved. And if he does, it's going to be for someone who's willing to throw everything into the bathtub for him.
For 10 first-round picks, easily.
Yeah, it's going to be ridiculous. So for me, I don't see that kind of thing happening. The only thing, I could see worth it is if we were to keep the buzz that we had with Quick, where we can get somebody and a good first-round pick, and that's going to be hard. I think what we need is a wing that can really like stretch the floor and replace, that Randall position or come off the bench and be behind Toppin. So I don't see us making that big of a trade. Like someone said it yesterday, and I couldn't agree more. If Zach LaVine is not winning and having a winning record higher than ours with DeMar DeRozan by his side, do you really think that that's going to make a big difference coming to our squad? Like, no, like DeMar is a better player.
What kills me too, Phil, is everything. It's so easy to sit there, right, and say, let's trade for. Everybody's quick to say, let's get this guy, let's get that. But if you take a step back and really think, like what you have to give up, like you said, for an SGA, then you're getting rid of everything we have. For what?
Yeah.
To be back in a rebuild with the same coach, the same thing. DSJ said in the chat, a developmental-oriented coach should be the first step towards improving the players currently on this roster.
Yeah.
That is the number one move.
But before we hired Tom Thibodeau, I was on the camp of Jerry Stackhouse as the head coach because Jerry Stackhouse was with the Toronto Raptors and their G League organization, and he's the one who developed Fred VanVleet in their G League. So if we went towards a developmental coach, I thought Jerry Stackhouse would have been perfect for it. If not Jerry Stackhouse, Kenny Atkinson would have been perfect for it. Not Tom Thibodeau, who, and I'm going to say this again, fails upwards. He has always failed upwards. The situations in Chicago, D Rose or whatever, that he goes to Minnesota, becomes the president, totally ruins that franchise, set them back by how many years, and then he gets his dream job after failing and being horrible in Minnesota. He gets his dream job with the New York Knicks. Tell me in a scenario in corporate America where that would really happen. That's not supposed to happen.
Yeah,
if you were horrible and you failed in your last job, how were you getting your dream job right after it? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you both know last season. I mean, you were doing your other Knicks podcast. Phil and I always talking Knicks. I never once was I huge on the, go fire Tibbs last season, right? I was on the make excuses train, right? Oh, we got young guys. We'll figure it out. But defensively, he can help them. I gave him his year.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. There's no other world where I'm ever going to sit and be like, you know what? I don't care if we win every game moving forward. I will give zero credit to Tibbs. We are literally, everybody wants to focus on the let's trade. Everybody wants to focus on the, this person's soft or we don't have any stars. And all that crap will go away if we can actually show that we have a coach that cares and a front office that says, you know what? Yeah, here is somebody that's going to work with our young guys. Here is somebody that's going to sit there and tell Mitch to man up. Here is someone that's going to tell RJ to stop being a little, saw that Hector. I controlled myself, bro. I was
about to bring out the swear jar.
I'm already broke. The last one I had to put like $6 in. It was horrible.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I told you guys from the very first episode, what's going to kill me the most this season is having to sit here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday asking, when do we fire Tibbs?
Yeah. So the hard
that's
part
something
is
you ain't want to talk about.
the hard thing is that like we're talking stars, How long have we had?
Hold on. Was based on never mind.
Yo, I can't stand DSJ, bro. I love that.
Yo, DSJ's so always on the money, son. That was great. I started reading it. I was like, and then my bad. Go ahead, Phil.
No. Yeah. So that's the problem. Is like, for how long have we heard the reason that Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau were kind of brought in were because of their connections and how they could land us a star? Like, it comes to a point where you kind of have to call bull crap as you see it, like where you're like, you say you can bring us a star and yet we're starless. Like, we got Jalen Brunson, but I don't think that's more so because of Leon Rose or anything like that. I think it's because his dad came to the franchise, and got a job. Like, let's be real.
Thanks, Dad.
He got his father a payday and him a payday.
Brunson, and so like we can talk about stars till we're blue in the face, but we've talked about stars many times, and time again, we have not gotten it. There's been talks about, they're going to bring Karl Anthony Towns. Well, where's Towns?
Where's
here.
KD?
Where's KD?
Where's
not here.
KD? We dodged the bullet with those two.
We did.
Where's Donovan? Remember him? Wasn't he going to be the savior this year?
We've been promised so many things, that it's just like, I'm not going to believe anything till I see it. And once again, I don't think that whether we get a star or we get someone fire in the draft, we do not have a coach that is going to figure out how that new piece fits with these old pieces.
Exactly. No. He's proven he can't bring the best out of what we have. And that's why, again, I can't sit here yet. And you guys might call me delusional. I know you're always nice to me on the show, but if people saw what you guys say about me and my thoughts in our group text, then they'd all be like, all right, they never agree with Jigga. But the point is, I feel like, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, but it feels like every game we get closer and closer, and all you hear is trade this guy, get rid of this guy. I mean, shoot, if we lose, when do we play? Tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
We lose tomorrow. At this point, we have nobody left on the team. Knicks Universe already traded everybody after this weekend.
Yeah. That's a fact.
So do you guys think maybe we're the problem?
What, us fans?
Yeah, because I feel like
fans
every
is the
time
problem?
we talk about but here's why. Hear me out. Maybe we're doing it wrong, guys. Chat, maybe we're doing it wrong. Knicks Universe, maybe we're doing it wrong. We're too vocal. We tell them what we don't like. We tell them the players they should trade, and they don't. We should mind trick these guys. I love Julius Randle. We should start threads about Julius being the greatest. I can't do it. I even said that right now, and I feel like I should leave the show. I apologize to everybody in the chat. I just ruined the entire show.
I got a bad taste in my mouth just even thinking about.
I said it out loud. I'm going to go wash my mouth out.
Yeah. Tomorrow we played the Detroit Pistons, right? And I'm calling this right now. Kevin Knox is dropping 15 points on us. I'm calling this right now. 15 plus points. He may have 15 to 20 points. Kevin Knox is going to burn us tomorrow night against the Pistons. I hope I'm wrong. That way, somebody clip this so you could show me on Wednesday when I'm wrong. Hopefully, I'm wrong. But Kevin Knox is going to burn us tomorrow night in Detroit, and I mean against Detroit, and that's what happens, right? Some random player on a team, our team, we game plan for the main guys, but a random role player is who burns us every game. Every game is just some random role player just come. Against last night against the Grizzlies, it was some random European power forward got Papadopoulos that burned Julius Randle from beyond the arc for 12 points. Yo, I can't even pronounce this man's name. I'm looking at it right now.
We make stars in the Garden. It's just not on our team. That's
like G Money said. Burks might sizzle tomorrow night, and either Burks or Kevin Knox, one of them is going to go off. G Money,
go off.
Yeah. Here's the thing, man. There's so much potential in the draft this year. So much potential in the draft that I feel like if we can try and I would rather halfway through the season see Thibodeau fired than us get a star. That would be my star.
To me, that's a bigger priority. Yeah,
100%. Yeah, that would be my
same
star.
Page. Handshake. Same page.
Yeah.
Handshake.
So, right. but let's say this. Let's say we just for kicks and giggles, we could have the desire of our heart and Julius Randle be gone, Thibodeau be gone. What is one player you would love to see in the blue and orange take that Randle position?
Obi Toppin in a heartbeat. Obi Toppin in a heartbeat.
My answer.
Obi Toppin.
You took my answer.
With Obi Toppin and Jalen Brunson, when they're on the court at the same time, because Jalen pushes the pace, and Obi Toppin, that's where he plays well at. What happens and what's bad about this starting lineup is that Julius Randle slows the ball down. Right, he doesn't play at the same pace as Jalen Brunson. Even RJ Barrett, if you go back to when RJ Barrett was at Duke, the pace of play was was like that. RJ, Cam, and Zion running up and down the court constantly. I just want to answer this one question from DSJ that he brought up. He said to ask the panel in the chat a question: why does a young player seem to look better in the summer league and play different in the regular season? You know why? Because Tom Thibodeau is not coaching them in the summer league. Johnny Bryan is coaching them in the summer league, and I get it. Summer league is summer league, but still, Johnny Bryan is coaching them in the summer league, and obviously, it works better when Johnny Bryan is in charge of the crew.
Yeah, no. I mean, again, yeah, it's summer league, right? But you still got a lot of talent out there. You're seeing better rotations. You're seeing better play. You're seeing better structure. Goes back to the coaching. How about Chris Joseph's comment?
Hold on.
Who in the NBA wouldn't want to come and make the Knicks great again? Be the next Melo. But the rest of the pieces just aren't there. No all-stars can see success here as it stands. You got to agree with that. And what all-star wants to come here seeing that we have a circus rotation. We have a coach that doesn't do things right. Guys, we're going to continue having the same conversation as long as this man is here.
Yeah.
My hope for the trade deadline is Tibbs. Trade Tibbs for the hot dog stand guy. He can coach the team.
Yeah. But when it comes to Tibbs, I don't even get the hot dog man may be asking a bit too much for Tibbs, but that first year that we had Tibbs and Julius Randle went off. No bun. That first year that Tibbs was here, that's the year we should have traded Julius Randle. When he was an all-star, that's the season we should have traded. And I'm gonna keep on saying this: we should have treated Julius Randle like the LA Clippers treated Tobias Harris. They allowed that man to build up his trade value, and they traded him away for picks and assets. That's exactly what we should have done with Julius Randle. Now that you're not going to get the same value you're going to get for Julius Randle like you could have got back then, and at the same time, you may have to attach a first-round pick in order to get Julius Randle off of your squad.
See, but that's the thing. Like, are you guys in agreement that I don't even care if the Randle trade is bringing back a star? I don't care. As long as we're moving the toxicity off of here, you remove him, you remove Tibbs. To me, that is the rebuild. That, to me, right there is the rebuild. That's what's going to make me happy. That's what's going to show me that you're listening and want to see our team succeed. You have Obi. You let Obi can. Man, sorry.
Give the keys to Johnny. Nah, it's all good, bro. Listen, we all feel the same way you feel, but give the keys to Johnny Bryan with these young kids, and let's see what happens. There's a reason we went out there and got Johnny Bryan. There's a reason we went out there to get him. Give Johnny Bryan the chance to run this team with these young kids. Point blank, period. Jericho Sims should be seeing more time. Jericho Sims should at least be seeing 15 minutes per game, at least on the bare minimum, 15.
You know what I realized, guys? I didn't give Tibbs any credit, and he deserves some credit. You know what? I'm sitting here talking about he doesn't teach these guys anything. And you know what? I just realized this moment he does. He really does teach guys, because Julius Randle complains to every ref and looks pissed off all the time. He's learned from Tibbs. I mean, they're one and the same. Complaining to refs. What did Chris say? Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
And then right after, DSJ said, so what? Our players just lost it when the regular season happened? No.
It's the coach. It's the coach. It's the coach. It's the coaching, bro. Like we've seen it time and time again. We say it in our group chat. Oh wow, the Knicks are. You look at this lineup that's out there, and as soon as Julius Randle comes back in the game, all of that chemistry is out the window. It's out the window. Yes, is RJ Barrett's shot selection the best in the world? No, it's not. It's not the best in the world. But he's attacking the basket. He's trying to draw fouls. Sooner or later, those whistles are going to start going off, and he's going to start getting some of those calls. But as of now, they're not dropping for him.
Yeah.
At least he's out there trying to drive to the rim. At least he's out there putting an effort out there when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. Julius Randle, it's either he's hot or he's not. It's either Julius Randle is scorching hot, he needs a heat check from time and time again, or he's just brick master flex.
Yeah, but I feel like we're not even setting up our guys up for success. Period. You know? I mean, everybody in the chat even says it. Even DSJ, last one. We all know it's the catch and shoot process. Pass the ball, shoot it. Like, I mean, it's just frustrating because I feel like we're really wasting what I really felt after last year, a core of young guys that really could bring excitement to the Garden, bring fun to the fans, and be a competitive team. We've been competitive even with the crap that we have going on.
I got a
Granted,
question.
it's worked where we've had stars missing on a lot of these teams when we played them, but to still say, hey, we only lost by 3 or 4, bro, I'm telling you, if we get rid of the third quarter, in my head, we win every game.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I got a question for Phil. Phil, on a serious question, honestly, serious question.
Yeah.
What kind of cake does Mao have? Is it a chocolate cake? Is it an ice cream? What kind of cake is it, bro? Because
no,
I got the
he
munchies.
follows it as.
I hear those kids screaming in the background, so I know the sugar rush must be getting to them.
Well, yeah, they had that funfetti cake, bro. They went ham on that funfetti cake. So yeah, they tore it up. But talking about what you guys are talking, what sucked about yesterday's game is in that first quarter you saw what could be, because we weren't playing the catch and shoot ISO game. There was players slashing. There was Grimes running without the ball, and not just to get ISO, but to get it and then pass it. Like, you saw players moving. We looked like an actual team that had some kind of idea of who we wanted to be. And then that kind of started to fall apart in the second. It went back to that ISO ball. And it was just really, really weird to see the stark difference between the first quarter and especially that second half, where we stopped slashing, we stopped using the back door, we stopped being able to look for one another and became very selfish again. So it was really, really weird to see and unfortunate. I feel like if someone was able to coach these guys to utilize what we saw in that first quarter, it could make a huge difference.
Yeah,
Randall aside, since I wish he would just hibernate. Brunson's the only Knicks player that deserves a starting role in the NBA. Every other player would have to earn his spot on another team. Facts.
Yeah.
Let them play. 100%. Let's find out. Let's build it. We've been talking about it. And then the winning comment of the day, you want excitement, let's end the stream and head over to Phil's spot. We won't find that in MSG unless Obi has a breakaway dunk. Phil, you got more funfetti? We're all coming.
Yeah, we all coming.
Let's go.
May have to stop at ShopRite and get a cake.
I'm going to take a quick pause, all right, from my venting and Nick's anger, because we got excitement stuff. Yo, this Wednesday panel, check it out. We got our boy Ja Rule coming on to hang out with the panel, chop it up with us.
Murder.
Talking Knicks, talking hip-hop. It's going to be banging.
Queens will definitely be in the building.
Yo, excited for this Wednesday, 11 a.m. You guys know how it is here. We talk Knicks, we talk hip-hop, and our boy Ja, what up, Chris the Flash? We got Ja. Other thing, and I'll plug it real quick. December 14th, our boy Julito is coming back on the show, and we are going to do the first viewing premiere of his new album that drops December 15th. He's coming up that 14th. We're going to do Knicks. We're going to play the entire album, sample the tracks. That's going to be another banger. Excited for that. So we're putting a new little calendar together, right, guys? We've got so many guests lined up coming up. So we're going to put that calendar out on Twitter so everybody can see it. But yeah, tune in this Wednesday, guys, 11 o'clock. Ja on the panel hanging out with us. And I tried getting Ben Stiller this morning. I tweeted at him. I was like, yo, Ben, you were at the game yesterday, bro. What are you doing? Come on the panel. No answer. It's all right, Ben. I still love you. All right. Win season 2 of
Hey, Jigga. Can you show that homage?
Oh yeah, Phil missed this.
We were.
Look at that.
Twinsies.
I didn't get the matching memo, but if you guys pay attention, I will be releasing it tonight on the Twitter. Our homies at Homage are going to be doing a giveaway for that Julito episode, and the entries start tonight. So I will post a photo of the hoodie, and it's going to be a fall/winter collab. It'll be a hoodie and your choice of a Knicks t-shirt. And so I'll put on our Twitter, on our Instagram, how to enter into that, and entries will start from tomorrow until the night before the Julito episode. So if you want that sweater, it is the most comfy sweater I have ever personally worn, and the t-shirts are fire as well. So I will post that today. And then also our homie Tom Sanford, if you're in New York, he's got his art gallery right now showcasing some amazing, amazing art that's very New York focused, very Knicks and Mets and Yankees focused. So support him. It's at 48 Hector Street. So look up Tom Sanford, and his gallery is till the 3rd, I believe. So make sure to check that out and support him as well. He'll be on the show next week.
Yes. Look at that. We're doing giveaways. We got guests. We've got Knicks talk. We've got all that. You guys want to get back into venting?
And hold on, wait. I just want to just drop one more little plug from, the shirt that I wore in the last episode of Homies Mad Lib and Doom. If you go into our description, the Etsy store is down below. Make sure you use the code Morning Brew when you're purchasing your items. And of course, I got to support the homies because they got the whole Pokemon set up. You guys know me. I'm a big time Pokemon fan. I'm a big time Power Ranger fan. I need this in my life.
Where's their love for me? I want Pokemon cards.
Well, they sent it to you. It's supposed to be in the package you're supposed to have gotten. You didn't get the notification, my guy?
Go check the trash. Quick. Move the funfetti pieces and see if it's in there.
I'm sad.
Before we end the panel, guys, before we end the show, what are our expectations for tomorrow?
Oh man, I hope this is a game that we're supposed to win because it's against the Detroit Pistons, right? Hopefully, this is we are more competitive than we were in these last 2 games. Granted, these last 2 games were close, but I want to win. I need a win. And, especially because I've been quarantined because I tested positive for that thing. And I've been in my room and I'm going through it right now. So I need the Knicks to win tomorrow. Pretty pleased with a cherry on top.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get the W. I feel like we at least played hard yesterday. Like we at least showed heart. There were things that could have been better. But we saw a lot of heart from our team yesterday. So I'm hoping that can transpire tomorrow. Like if we play with that same effort, we are a better team than this Pistons team. I feel like the big thing is going to be we need to stop Duren. We need to stop their bigs. I think that'll be a big thing. We need defensive rebounds. We do. Like if we give guys second and third points, that's going to be a problem. We need better boards, but we need the same effort that we played with yesterday, and then we'll walk away with the W.
Yeah, I mean, we played them last time. We won, right? 121 to 112. Nothing to celebrate. We should beat the Pistons, right? I feel like we've got more pieces this time around. I still think we're a lackluster mess, but Bogdanovich, you don't let him get 25 points. You hold him down under 20. Burks, last time Burks put what, like 20 on us, I think it was, or just shy of 20, right? Something. So we should walk away with the win. I think DRJ said it best. Let's hope no one drops a 50 piece. So Ja don't got to see that in the chat. He only care about them dimes. But I don't know. I feel like I just want to have a game that's worth watching, right? Like last night. Yeah, we can point out all the flaws, point out all the mistakes and the loss, but it was entertaining. It was fun to watch. It was good to see us hold it together. But here's to praying and hoping that somehow or another we see a change in coaching.
Yeah.
Until that happens, I'm pretty sure Wednesday morning we're going to be talking about the same exact shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, by the way, I want to pitch you guys, and I want to pitch the chat too. Hey, chat, if you haven't yet, follow Hector at Project Nerd HQ.
Yes, sir.
Follow at Phil Porto. Like he got like 30 underscores.
At
Phil
Porto _ Thank you.
Underscore.
And follow this guy right here at Jigga Porto. It's right there. But here's my new show idea, and I want your guys' opinion. Because I feel like I'm always texting you guys in that third quarter about how pissed off I am. Can I not watch the third quarter of every game moving forward? And we do another show that's called What Happened? And you guys actually break down the third quarter for me. And then that'll let me know if I even want to recap the rest of the game.
Oh, no, because if we have to watch the third quarter, you have to watch the third quarter. It's not fair. That's not fair.
DSJ, I'm going to holler at you, bro. We got a new show going.
This is a team effort.
Misery loves company, bro. Misery loves company. So you watching it with us.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Oh, man. Anything else before we dip out, bros?
No, I'm good. Appreciate y'all.
Nah, appreciate you, Phil. Make sure that Miles has a fantastic birthday, brother.
Yes, sir.
For sure. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much for consistently being here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, hanging out with us this Friday. Yes. Obviously, we have the open panel. We'll invite everybody up. Lots to talk about. We've said it before. If you haven't followed us yet, give us a follow. Give at Knicks Brew KOD a follow. Give a like, subscribe. Tell your friends, your family, your cousins, everybody. Yes. You know, they don't have to be just Knicks fans. We got all kinds of content on this channel, all right?
Yes.
Phil, I'm about to end this show, and I'm about to FaceTime you so I can talk to my little nephew, all right? Hector, love you, bro. Feel better. Everybody in the chat. Too, peace. We out.
You guys make sure also, one more thing. Make sure you guys tune in because December 9th, they Get Yanked on NYY News TV. That's a new show that we're doing. Jiggaman and myself will be hosting it, teaming up with Pete Seminetti and the guys from NYY News TV. I'm super excited for that collab.
11-day countdown, bro.
11-day countdown. Let's go. But like always, peace, salute, salutations.
Hold on.
Fill that one more. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah. I forgot to say it. All right. So follow my social media because in about 30 minutes, I'm dropping my newest song, which is called 3, which is my tribute to the homie John Starks, one of my favorite players of all time. And it features my homie Frank Bentley. And so peep that out on my Instagram _Phil Porto _. And if you like the song, leave a comment. If you hate the song, don't tell me nothing.
Yeah. Don't like it, shut your mouth. Like Knicks Universal ever shut up. You crazy.
Yeah, no, they're never gonna shut up. But like always, peace, salutations, love from the Most High, and we out. Peace out.
I see you in 3D. The dawn is bright.